Hello, my loves. Welcome, willkommen to this week ahead. Welcome to the land of milk and honey. We have been waiting and building and dreaming towards this next era of time for months and months and months already. This is the first full week being on the Taurus new moon, ruled by the planet Venus, recently emerging as the morning star. So this is going to be a very I'm going to say kind of like a punchy new moon. This is going to be like a punchy lunar cycle where we just came off of an eclipse. We just came off of a solar eclipse, the last one in the sign of Aries that kicked off and began that focus spring 2023. So those effects, whatever you got done from the end of, what was that, March 27th, 28th, 29th to April the 27th, to bring the Aries area of your life into alignment. Whatever you got done in that 30 days, it's going to play out over the next 6 months, maybe a little bit longer. But this week, we're in a whole new vibe. It's a whole new lunar cycle, kicked off on Sunday. And basically, we're starting on that Camelot. We're starting on building out the new. So if you guys been watching, if you're new, hello, well, oh, I'm Natalie. Hello, welcome for common. If you've been watching me for a few months, you know that in like September, October, we started talking about spring 2025. If you're on Patreon, which by the way, when you start Patreon, the earlier the better it is because we cover quite a bit in advance. So if you're on Patreon, September, October, you knew you had your techniques, you knew how to work the emotional energies because there's something we're building out the new state, the new normal. And you've heard me say this 9 month, 6 month wormhole from fall 2024 to spring 2025 is like one big glob of energy where we're reconciling the past, letting go of the past, and building out the future. Letting go of the past, reconciling the past, building out the future. Well, now as we move forward and all these planets move out of their shadow periods, we get to focus more and more on just building out the new. This week may for some people be one last like release or kind of like a big drop, like a big letting go. Some people, if they have not been cleaning out the Pisces crises, more and more sense of urgency to make some shifts and maneuvers because this lunar cycle, it's in a fixed sign, but it's ruled by this Venus that is moving from a mutable sign of Pisces into Aries, re-entering Aries. So this week is like some people will be able to just focus on the new, building out the new and being excited about that. Some people will still have to drop, maneuver, shake up, change over, alchemize, transform some things into new energy structures because this really is the land of milk and honey. This really is amazing. This really is something that everyone should be excited about. Every creator. Oh, so we do this. So the way I talk about astrology is in the positive polarity of perception. So I talk about and live everything through energy mastery, which means that reality doesn't happen to me, it's happening from me. So the way I talk about all the energy work, telekinesis, astral projection, remote viewing, lucid dreaming, and the way I talk about the astrology is that you are all of this. It's like one big brain. Everyone's just a subconscious projection of everyone else's mind. But this is like your simulation. This is your version of the game. This is your hologram. So once you take responsibility for all of that, then you get to change anything you want in your reality. So all the other astrology that you hear is from the negative perception of polarity. It's not a judgment. It just means that it's feminine and receptive and you take and you receive. Whereas we in the positive polarity of perception, it's more masculine, electric, and effective. We're more consciously aware of the effect that we're having in creating our own reality because everyone's creating it, whether they're conscious of it or not. We're all contributing to the agreed upon shared delusion of separation. We all contribute to this hologram. So everyone does it every night. Everyone has an out-of-body experience and we recharge in the spirit world to contribute through the belief systems, the creation and the inherent structure of maintaining the agreed upon reality. So If any of that is interesting to you, try the Patreon. It has like a 1 week free trial, but honestly, the way you want to use it, you want to start with the beginning of phenomena. That video is going to onboard you to all of the energy work. And then you watch for my channeled messages, my channel downloads, because the two collectives that I channel are energy masters and leaders over on the Patreon. As you follow along, you're going to get the astrology updates. You're going to get a lot of energy techniques. You're going to get a lot of stuff that's not on the YouTube. It's not on the TikTok. It's not on Instagram. It's not anywhere else. It's just for the 𝚑𝚐𝚗𝚎𝚢 collective, the club on Patreon. And like I said, the earlier that you start, the better, because it'll help with your energy strategy. We have a 3-word manifesto: truth, love, integrity. So you have to ask yourself, whenever you're going to say something or do something or anything, are you doing this? Is this out of the vibration of truth? Is it out of the vibration of love? Is it out of the vibration of integrity? Is it really pure in those vibrations? Then you may move forward. You may go ahead, because there really is no lying to energy masters. There's just no okay, let me put it this way. I used to think that I could think whatever I wanted in my mind. Like I had the privacy of my private thoughts and I could think all the horriblest, worst things. But as you grow in your energy mastery, you realize you can't do that. You can't not do that. And you realize that when thoughts become very dense and they manifest and they have effects, and like it's like a whole thing. So, and then when I run into energy masters that are like bigger and stronger than me, I'm like, holy shit. Like you get like, there's ethics, there's huge ethics in like the kinetic community, for example, but we're just moving, we're moving there. We're moving towards the version of life in the world where lying and manipulation and coercion and trying to force things, force people, force your way for things, like all of that is super archaic, super fucking archaic. And so when you're an energy master, it's a whole, like I'm telling you, it's a whole different perception of reality. It's a whole different way of moving through reality. It's a whole different way of interpreting and delineating astrology. What you guys are getting here is elevated astrology. So it's the very peak, tippy top, highest vibration. There is an alternative weekly over on the Patreon for the energy masters and leaders. And that includes a lot of additional techniques when you are already at or past the stage of feeling energy and presence beyond your physical body. And guys, it's really, really simple. Like if I were to boil it down into a nutshell, it's like, be a good freaking person. Like don't do it, like stay in your lane, be great, be amazing. You don't have to, like with energy mastery, you never have to bother anyone else. You can just have your own passions and your own, be into what you are into and stay in your lane and make that like your thing and be so into that thing. And you don't bother anybody else. Nobody else bothers you. So that's what the vibe is over on the Patreon. It's 11/11 a month. We just dropped the new moon in Taurus, our 𝚑𝚐𝚗𝚎𝚢 kit. So channeling into the new moon in Taurus, I kept getting glowworms, a lot of glowy little glowworms. So we're focusing on glowiness, we're focusing on luminosity, and also things that are very Venusian, like your resources, your confidence, your beauty, your aesthetic. For some of you, it's like branding. For some of you, it's relationships. For some of you, it's how you are making yourself very distinct. How are you? Because this week, it's like you want to, for everyone, what I want to say, if there's anything left to drop, it should be a fear. Like this would be the week to let go of a fear in particular, especially when it comes to the fear of being an original, or the fear of being originally you, uniquely you, for doing what you want to do, for liking what you want to like, for, just whatever your thing is, whatever your vibe is, to shed anything that has fear associated with it, that is keeping you from that expression of yourself. That's probably like the most important thing I would say, because that's going to be included in like your value systems, what you value, as well as opportunities. So Venus could bring opportunities, and they may or may not be in alignment with what you personally value. So you have to tell the universe, you have to tell life, like, okay, I'm going to avail of this opportunity because it's in alignment with my personal values, or I am not going to avail this opportunity because I can have it, I can take it, but it's not in alignment with my value system. So through harmony or contrast, I want you to look at things. And this is going to be like a whole month, and we're coming off of this. If you guys made it through this past week, give yourself a round of applause. You made it. That was a really rough, hard week, but that was it. Like that was a really hard week with all of the Saturn and then the Mars opposition Pluto, but you made it and you're here. So now you're going into building out the land of milk and honey. So everyone should be so freaking excited. Everyone should be excited. You should be excited. You should be excited. All of you should be excited because Taurus energy, like, listen, we are going to, if there was the crunchiness of last week and the crunchiness over the 25th, 26th, 27th of April, that's going to linger. It's going to linger. People are going to fester about it, get really obsessive about it, and it's going to reach like a pop-off point in the middle of May. Like there is going to be some there's going to be some stuff there, but what you can do this week is be who you are and love that. Loving your values, yourself, what you love to do, who you love to love, what you like to enjoy, what you like to partake in. Taurus energy, it's so sensual, it's so embodied. So over this next lunar cycle and kicking off this week, these are long-term changeovers that we're making. And some people still need to break out of a rut or break out of ruts in order to start something very new and very special. Some people are doing it a little bit messier where they're not completely letting go until they've completely clenched onto something else, and then they're going to let it go. It's almost like the crabs that don't, it's like they have their new home like right there, and they're not going to leave their home until they can like scurry into the next home. It's kind of, some people could be like that because of this fixed energy, and this is a Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio energy. These energies just, they don't let go. Like the grip is on, the holding on is like pry it from the cold dead fingers. You know what I'm saying? So some people are like that, and some people, okay, so this is the thing. As you're coming into this week, however you got through that Mars Pluto shenanigan, and as we're kind of dealing with that fallout over the next month, if you didn't let it go, okay, so this is how we guided everyone on Patreon. Everyone last year, last September, October, I talked to you guys about managing the Mars retrograde and the emotional energy and the emotional stress of it. That was when you were supposed to do it, September, October, because January, February, March, and the first half of April is when, if people couldn't handle it, they showed you. The bad behavior, the bad words, actions, bad values, all of that expressed itself. Okay, so that's what's there. And it's not to say that you can't love people and forgive the situations and love the situations and forgive the people, having known that that's there. But I'm just saying that that's just like what it is. And so now, if anything like that was kind of, if you were given the assignment September, October, and you're like, okay, I have to work on this, and then people just like got super messy January, February, March, and part of April, those people have, especially last week, have cemented within themselves a long-term discomfort. This is years and years and years. These people are going to be long-term dissatisfied, long-term. It's like they didn't drop the grudge, so they're going to hate that person forever. That's what it's like. That's what I'm saying. So that's other people's decisions. And it ain't got nothing to do with you. It's not anything to do with you. You stay in your lane, focus on your thing, and enjoy it. Like, this is legitimately the land of milk and honey. Like, new moon in Taurus, ruled by a beautiful Venus, rising as morning star. Like, that's really, I like it. I'm a fan. So like the spiritual split, some people have really baked in this long-term wound, hatred, resentment, distrust, malfunction, whatever it is, from like the 12th of April until the 27th of April, but more so really that last week from the 20th to the 26th of April, last full week of April. But we have experienced a liberation and a freedom through integrity, a freedom through honesty, a freedom through love, the highest vibrations. And we are going to be so excited to build out to build out the land of milk and honey in the Taurus area of our life. And I'd like to bring you all along with. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this whole week, just don't bring any negativity into the new life, into the new belief system, into the new faith, into the new project, into the new relationship, into the new, because there's a lot of new. There's new situations coming in, new people coming in, new everything, new ideas, new conversations, new feelings that you've never felt before. You're going to start to feel. And this is going to be embodied. So I'm also going to predict that some people are going to get sick. Like, their physical body is going to start to break down from these long retrogrades. Because negative feelings, resentment, because all of these things, negative feelings, the toll of negative feelings have taken its toll on people January, February, March, part of April. And this is probably going to be a lunar cycle that people's bodies start to reflect that. So don't be surprised if people's immunities are lessened, or if people get sick easy, or if people have allergies and they never had allergies before, or like just getting a cold, getting something stuck in the lungs, or having a cough that doesn't go away. Like, all these weird little things could be embodied. But basically, everything that we've been trying to move forward on and what is going to be moving forward is going to start to have concrete, physical, manifested changes. You're going to see the physical change in the bodies. You're going to see the physical change of your spare bedroom that you've been transforming into a guest room. You're going to see you're going to see physical transformations happening from April 27th to the end of May. So that also includes everything. So you needing to be free and original. Let's say you're doing that like right next to someone that is still afraid and weakened and insecure, and that's going to put a stress on things. So I would say if you're still in difficult situations, look back to September and October, and then look back to like the first 3 months of this year for behaviors, for actions, for words, for all of the things, being very real with yourself. Because if those were the very, very like misbehaving energies, or just difficult energies, maybe you were just grieving someone, maybe whatever it happened to be, then you're not going to have the resources to take you into the spring. That's what it is. So this new moon in Taurus is also about resources. It's about what you are, what you have, how abundant you feel, how, your skills, talents, and abilities, your beauty, your aesthetic, the quality of your relationships, the quality of your connections, the depth of the connections, the like everything, business and personal. This isn't just one or the other, but it's going to affect, like, these retrogrades were supposed to build you up. So if you misinterpreted something and lost, and it created a loss or a lack or an energy leak in your life, you won't have that moving forward. You'll have to find something else. You'll have to make do with something else. You'll have to create something else from the field. Or maybe you just didn't avail on an option because it's out of alignment with your, I don't know, your value system or something. But whatever it is, like we're moving forward no matter what. Like that's the exciting part, is that it feels so good to finally move on, like getting, like taking a deep breath, like just moving the energy through. Because this Taurus new moon, beautiful, been looking forward to it. Even though it's going to be kind of a dramatic lunar cycle in the month of May, May and June is just building out the new. That's like the funnest part. Starting a script is my favorite part, is when I start the first 10 minutes, opening it up has to be, you have to keep wanting to read it. You have to keep wanting to, you need to want to keep going. The beginning is my absolute favorite. It's my absolute favorite. So, okay, that's like the vibe that I'm getting. And it's also going to be a very easy week this week. It's going to be so chill. It's going to be lovely. It's going to be easy. You're finally going to, I love coming on here and telling you guys, like, you're going to have an easy time. Like no one wants to hear astrology weeklies where it's just like the Armageddon every single week. No, this is legitimately a beautiful week. It's on a beauty-filled new moon, like beauty and aesthetic and nice smells, nice textures, all of that is going to be like very heightened, and you're going to be very attuned and aware. And you're going to be aware of these things, not just aesthetically, but in your relationships, in your work life, like all these little things are going to be very highly attuned, where you're like, oh, I really like this. And some other things you're going to be like, oh, I really don't like that. Or like, oh, that's an eyesore, or oh, that smells weird. And it's going to show you through harmony and contrast what you really prefer and what is most in alignment with your originality. Your originality. What complements, what does not complement, what detracts, what pulls away, what scatters your energies, like whatever it happens to be. Okay. Now that I've emphasized how great of a week this is going to be, let's go ahead and get started. Monday, the 28th of April. Basically, the whole day is building towards a Moon-Uranus conjunction. That's about 1732. I feel like we could still be wrapping up some final things to make way for a new stability, a new normal, a new routine, a new comfortability. It's got that electricity in the air. It's definitely got that, okay, we got to take this to the next level. Like we got to make sure that everything is like a tight running ship. Everyone's got to be sharp. Everyone's got to be ready. Everyone's got to be like woken up, alert. Like, are you ready to do this? Are you ready? Like getting the ball rolling. It should be exciting. You should be excited on Monday. So Monday should be very, very exciting. Tuesday, the 29th of April, very early in the morning, 5:38, we have the moon in Gemini trining over to Pluto in Aquarius. Okay, so this trine to Pluto is going to be the best that you're going to get. This is going to be the most helpful, because by the end of the week, the moon is going to meet Mars opposed Pluto. So Tuesday is very helpful. Something is being changed over. This is like you're hearing about it, you're reading about it, you are writing it down, you are emailing people, like something is getting changed over and the communications are happening. But some people, if they had a hard time in like December, January, February, some people could be triggered. Some people could have like a flare-up of fears, and no one else can, how do I put this? Like no one else can assuage you. No one else is going to make it better. No one else is going to come in. It will be like a never ending. And that's why sometimes the codependent relationships, it's like a black hole that you just put so much, you just keep putting into it, but you're not getting out of it what you're putting into it. So just be a little bit wary on Tuesday that you just stay excited, because it's either some kind of trigger or fear, or it's that you are really excited about the changeover. You're just excited about the land of milk and honey. You're excited about creating something. This could be very artistic with this lunation being ruled by Venus. Wednesday, April the 30th, there's some stuff happening, but 10 a.m., about 10:19, Venus enters Aries. So think back, this is the third and final time that Venus will be re-entering Aries like this. You want to think back to February the 4th. You want to think back to March the 26th, around these times, because this energy is like, honestly, through these retrogrades, people were supposed to either correct their behavior, correct their thinking, correct their value systems, correct their actions, or persevere with confidence through obstacles, or let's just see what happens. I'm just going to say, let's just see what happens. You can think personally if there was anything. Okay, so Venus in Pisces, I love. Venus is exalted in Pisces. I think of that as like the Elizabeth Taylor Venus version of Venus. But Venus going into Aries, it's not Elizabeth Taylor Venus anymore. It's like Xena warrior princess. It's like it's like an archer woman. It's like a warrior. Yeah, it's like a warrior princess. So it's very much like being in the sign of Aries. Now we have Mercury in Aries. See, that's another thing too, is that once these planets leave shadow in May, and then even more, so like it's just going to be like so much new. So I feel like with Venus moving into Aries on Wednesday, there's going to be probably a very strong standout vibration in your life. It doesn't necessarily have to be feminine. It doesn't necessarily have to be masculine or dominant one way or another. If it's a feminine, they could just be very strong. Or if it's a masculine, they could be especially diplomatic. It could be, you know what I'm saying? So everyone's going to be channeling it a little bit differently, but you look back to your records, February the 4th, March the 26th, 27th, because something may be returning. And that's the thing. It's that, people don't expect things on retrogrades or before retrogrades to return or come back around. And when you interlace the energies negatively, when it does come back around, it's like an eyesore, or like a shock to the system. Whereas when you interlace the energies with truth, love, and integrity, then when it does come back around, you're delighted and you're happy and you're grateful. So this is another mini split of the spiritual splitting, is that positive polarity perception. We know how to, it's not just like making the best of a situation. Like we know how to energetically extract from like everything, so that there's nothing that was wasted, or that there was nothing that was like negative. We get impatient, but that's like about it. So Venus and Aries, people could also be very impatient. But I really feel like because we've gotten through the retrograde by now, there's something that we're able to take very seriously, whereas before, like there could have been a doubt. There could have been a doubt on what this is worth. There could have been a doubt as to, is this going to be meaningful to me or not? There could have been a doubt or a wavering of something, where now, once we get into Wednesday, it's forcefully clear. It's very in your face, like, whoa, it's vibrant. It's like right there. On Thursday, the 1st of May, Jupiter leaves shadow. So from October to now we're really building out some new vibrations with some additional help, with some support, whether that's some kind of mentorship or someone that has experience or has been in a situation. But even if it's not like a mentor or like a person, there's going to be beliefs and ideologies that are also part of this changeover that's happening. So Thursday with the moon, I'm also going to touch on this a little bit, with the moon in Cancer squaring Venus. I feel like, especially with Venus entering Aries the day before, we're going to be encountering new feelings, new situations, new circumstances, new contexts that we've never been in before. This is why I'm so excited, because it's like, at least it's different. At least it's new and different, and I get something new to play with. It's the new toy, the new thing, the new activity, the new sport, the new hobby that you go and get all the little accoutrements for, the new room of toys, the new playground that you're going to start taking your kids to. It's, or that you're going to go play in. Like, it's going to be that full of new. So it's not just like one thing. It's like, it's going to be that new. So I feel like Thursday is a squishy, juicy day where people are probably very overwhelmed with excitement and happiness. Like, oh, you're exactly what I needed. This is exactly the change that I needed. This is supporting me so well. And I'm so happy that this is here now. And we found the perfect dog walker, and this fits in so perfectly for the family. And this is a great new person on the job. And this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like people will be feeling, you should be feeling better about it. You should be feeling better by Thursday of like, yay, this is working, this is gelling, this is meshing, this is fluid, this is what was missing. This is what was missing. Oh, and it's here now. It's here. Oh, and doesn't that feel good? It's like that. So Friday, the 2nd of May, Mars leaves shadow. Once Mars leaves shadow, Venus will also be meeting Neptune in Aries. We are really ready to take that new thing forward. I feel like, yeah, this week is definitely going to be like that little crab that's like got the new home all situated, encased the joint, everything. This is like, once you see how good it is, once you feel, it's like getting into the shower and you hate the water, but you love being in the shower, but you hate that first moment of like just like stepping into the shower. But then once you're all wet and everything, you're like, well, it's like that. So by the time you get to Friday, Mars is left shadow. We're taking something forward that we have not been able to take forward because we got stuck or stopped at the end of 2024. Now we can move forward. Now we can act. Also happening the same day that Venus meets Neptune in Aries. Again, I would not be surprised if like women are in the news, or women's issues, women's rights, or something with like fertility or non-fertility, or sovereignty, like autonomy. Like, I would not be surprised if those things are very much like, that's going to be a big thing. That's going to be a big thing. And not just for like the end of this week, but kind of like for a little while. People will want to express themselves in the way that feels best for them. Like, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's me first. It's me right now. It's give it to me. It's got this impulse to serve and know itself. So when Venus and Neptune meet here, for some people that are on the lower vibration of this is going to be like eating your feelings, or like overindulging and things. But for other people, this is going to be where they're like wanting to express themselves in new, different ways. Some people, like I said, it's going to feel kind of surreal with Neptune being in Aries. It's almost like you didn't even know how you were limiting yourself before. And now you get to do this, and now you can do that, or having some kind of breakthrough, but not the kind where it feels like a breakthrough, where it's more like a dissolving through, where you've dissolved through some kind of limit or barrier that was so hard for you before, but now you just like ease into it and you just feel comfortable. That's the thing with this Taurus new moon, is that it's like Taurus just wants to be comfortable. And that's why we get ruts in all the fixed signs in Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius. Those are like rut energies because it's so comfortable. So this week we're like changing over a rut because it's not comfortable anymore and it's not serving us. And we're getting into a new normal or a new routine and a new regular thing. So love Friday. Friday looks great. Saturday, the 3rd of May at 11:25, we have the moon opposing Pluto. Told you Tuesday you had some help in figuring things out, but by the time you get to Saturday, circumstances, if you were feeling attacked or you were feeling hostile or threatened or something like over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, you're not going to make it. Like, you're just not going to make it. It's going to be painful because then you're really going to feel hostility or threat on Saturday. People are going to be maybe kind of triggered. But what you're supposed to do is conquer your fears. And this day in particular on Saturday, like, don't think about the other person or don't think about the other people. Just bring the focus and the awareness back to yourself. Having your own experience. That's what I love about energy mastery, is that we teach you how to never need a teacher ever again. You don't, it's like the blockchain. You don't have to have faith. You don't have to believe me or in me. You don't have to have any kind of faith. You just need to be willing to have your own experience, get your own results. Just saying. So Saturday, some people conquering a fear, but more than anything, like, don't look at other people as, are they conquering a fear or not? Don't do that. Do not take responsibility or worry about anybody else's progress, because you're taking the opportunity away from them to own that progress. And that's not fair to them. That's not fair to their soul's evolution. What I want you to do is just do an internal audit and see how far things have come or not come in the Aquarius area of your life. Well, I guess you can do Leo too, but I feel like Saturday is just, because Pluto is about to station retrograde, these are the last big emotional shifts and big changes up until Sunday, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. But these are like the last big seismic shifts. And then we're going to be internalizing them and getting used to them for the next few months. So whatever's coming up this week, you have help Tuesday to like be good with it. But if you are not good with it, Saturday is going to be really hard for you, and it could have some, it could just don't, you don't have to make it harder for yourself. Just let it go. Just let it go. So whatever you're afraid of, whether that's a fear of loss or lack or being perceived a certain way, being seen a certain way, being judged for something or not judged for something, like whatever it is, just imagine not having it. Like, how would you live your life if you didn't feel that way or think that way? Would you feel better? Would you feel lighter? Would you feel more free? Sunday, the 4th of May. At 6:50, we have the quarter moon. The moon's in Leo, squaring the sun in Taurus. This is the first quarter moon, so it's a crisis in action. So people are really having to get over themselves this weekend, is what that's telling me. Just get over yourself. It's not that serious. It's not that deep. Guys, I'm an energy master. I've had out-of-body experiences. I do telekinesis. I don't take myself that seriously. You cannot take yourself that seriously. You have to get over yourself. You have skills, you have talents, you have abilities. It's not that deep. Everybody has something unique and special about them. And this is all of our playground. This is all of our hologram. So I feel like this Sunday energy, we're going to be happy. We're going to be excited. We're going to be so we're going to be so ready. Energy masters and leaders are going to be so ready to get creative, to be free, to feel free and enjoying the freedom to be who we are. That's going to be us. Other crotchety people are going to be really frustrated because they're not getting over themselves. They're not changing a rut. They're in a rut. It's like staying in a dirty diaper. Some people just want to stay in a dirty diaper. Bro, just do truth, love, integrity. Over a long period of time, people will see, wow, they really live in truth, love, and integrity. Wow, yeah, yeah. You're a creator, you're creative, you're an artist, you're artistic. Get excited and make that your focus. Make that your one thing, and release any fears about anything else, because it'll work out. If you're in the pure vibrations, things work out. Remember, the ego mind, the human mind, isn't supposed to know the how of things. It just interprets reality. So if you're putting undue stress on your ego to understand every single little thing and to be afraid of losing this because it doesn't know how that's going to connect and it doesn't know how it's going to make that happen, that's overwhelming yourself. You don't have to do that to yourself. Trust in your higher mind, and you will know everything you need to know when you need to know it. You will have the right impulses, the right tastes, the right timing for things. You'll want to have a snack at the right time that's in perfect alignment with when you're going to create your next great American novel, which is going to, like, everything is just going to be in synchronistic alignment. I'm telling you guys, people forcing things, that's so archaic, that's like old. That hustle, grind, culture stuff, that's very archaic. It's not the vibe anymore. So Sunday could be hard for people because they're changing a rut, they're changing a habit. Some people only have strength from other people's bad habits. So someone changing that bad habit does a disservice to someone. They feel threatened for whatever reason. So that's why I'm saying just there's a turning point, because it's also the day that Pluto stations retrograde. So I feel like Sunday, people are at a turning point where you're just not afraid anymore. You're not afraid of speaking your truth. You're not afraid of standing up to the schoolyard bully. You're not afraid to tell someone how you really feel. You're not afraid to have a conversation. You're not afraid to take care of things at work. You're not afraid to have an awkward conversation. You're not afraid to reach out and bond with someone. You're not afraid to put up a boundary with someone, like whatever it is. You're not afraid to change. You're not afraid of making a mistake. You're not afraid of choosing wrong. You're not afraid of having bad timing. You're not like whatever it is, like just release it. Because these are very long-term energies that are being stamped into the ether, and just make it positive. If you just make it be that, then that which is not in that vibration is going to organically fall away, because it does not match you. It is not, you're not matching that vibration. So it's going to go, and it's just going to like move on. And then other sources of the same vibration, you are all going to magnetize to each other, like, and it'll be comfortable. You'll be entrained in the same vibrational wave, and it won't be painful trying to bring your negative so-and-so friend up to your optimism. You won't get tired of trying to keep them up. They'll be able to go heal with whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I feel like Sunday could be a very strong, powerful day for people to just stop being afraid. Okay. All that being said, it's a beautiful week. Land of milk and honey, Taurus, new moon. All of the goodies are on the Patreon, the subliminal, the recipe. It's rose and pistachio honey cake recipe. with some magical incantational things. You guys are starting something new and special this week, and I want you to enjoy it to the fullest. I want you to be excited, and I want you to be very happy and enjoy being free, enjoy being an original, enjoying what you love, enjoying doing what you're doing. So hope you guys have a wonderful week ahead. Keep on enjoying being beautiful and creative and artistic and magical. I will see you guys next time. Until then, my loves, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah.